is breaking news happening now at the moment. Sky I-13 over a chase. This is happening over in the northwest side of Houston. So we just got word from this and we're still trying to gather any details that we can. But as you can see, they're hitting top speeds right there. Don Armstrong is up at Sky I for us. Don, were you able to gather any details?
No, don't have any details other than the fact that we caught word of a police chase going on out there at 34th and 290, and there were some police records at that intersection. Then we picked up this chase through the parking lot, and they got on 290 feeder outbound. We just passed Pine Lawn, and we're headed outbound now on 290. But this is not going to last long because, as you can see on this silver car that looks like it may be a Lexus, a Toyota, a foreign car, it's got damage on the left rear, and that's caused a flat back there. I don't know whether they're going to try to do a pit maneuver or what here, but that is a police car, that black police car there on its right rear quarter tail. And as you can see, that this is not too much of a high-speed chase because that driver can't go very far, very fast because of the damage to the car, and that left rear tire is flat on it. So this is not going to last long. Hopefully this is going to come to an end very soon. But as you can see, a lot of HPD behind this as well. We're going to keep up with it here and see what happens. Fairbanks, North Houston is our current cross street here. Saw a puff of smoke out there, maybe losing that tire. Don't know the extent of the damage, don't know why the car was, first of all, trying to flee police, but obviously a police chase now out here on the northwest part of Harris County and Houston, out on 290. And go ahead, I'm sorry, you had some questions?
No, I was just looking at the video. It looks like the car is down to the rim and now currently slowing down. You can see, like you said, it's about to come to an end. Yeah, they're going to stop all the traffic
out here on the freeway. They're going to keep everybody. Fairbanks, North Houston, Mike? Okay. Yeah, just to the north of Fairbanks, North Houston out here on 290 as the car slows. And this is always a dangerous situation because you don't know why the driver was fleeing police, and you don't know whether that driver may have a gun, so this may wind up in some sort of standoff. We'll just have to wait and see. Now you can see the damage on the front of the car as well. Again, that left rear tire is gone off of the left rear of that sedan. It is a continuing situation out here. Police are going to stop all the traffic on the freeway. And so obviously if you're watching on television and wanting to get onto 290 this afternoon out here toward Fairbanks, North Houston, this is not the way to go because this is going to stop right here, it looks like, on the freeway itself. The car is obviously over on the shoulder, but all of the lanes are being blocked by HPD right now. We're going to see how this plays out as we continue to wait the results of this. Surely they're not going to get out and try to run. The door is open, as you can see.
Oh, yeah, and you have to be really careful with these type of situations, of course, as you were mentioning, Don. And you can see police have to stay back as far as they can, but just close enough because you don't know if this person has a weapon, and it looks like he has, or could be she, has a passenger as well.
I did not notice the passenger. You might have been able to see it better than me, but as you can see, the car has come to a stop now. Where are we, Mike? Just past Fairbanks? Yeah, just past Fairbanks, North Houston. This is on the main lanes. Feeder traffic obviously can't see that. It's going on the freeway, so it's moving delay-free, but already quite a backup, as you can tell by my wide shot. We're going to hang on to this shot right here and see what happens. They're now going to stop the HOV lane. Just don't know what's going to happen. And I'm going to stay a little bit pulled back here, so we don't want to showing anything that we really don't. There's somebody, the passenger out, hands up, approaching the police.
Is that a woman?
In a typical fashion, backing up toward them with their hands out. There's another person that's gotten out of the car. Now, I don't know whether that was the driver that slid over out the passenger door. We're going to find out here momentarily. That person is now in police custody. Now let's see what happens to the other person. They also are backing up, and it looks like a female.
Another female. Yeah, two females.
Yeah.
The driver, Don, is still in the car, correct?
I don't know. This may be the driver. I'm not sure because I can't see. We're going to hold it right here. Oh, the car has caught fire.
Oh, wow, this is quite a wild chase.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone is out of that car, and there were only 2 people inside, because that car you see right there on the front now
Let's hope.
on fire. And Don, when we were talking, when we were looking at the damage to this car, did you get to this chase after that damage had happened? I'm interested to know
Yes.
if there was a spike strip, or did they run into something?
Oh, checking the car, checking the
don't
car.
know, because when we found it, we were on the other side of the freeway on 290, and it was hard for me to see the car and get caught up with it, if you will. So once it got onto the freeway, we were able to see it, and the damage had already been done. So I don't know whether that damage occurred in a parking lot or with another car. Not quite sure. But it appears as though police did check inside that car, opened both the doors, found that no one else is in the car. And so the 2 people that were in it are now under arrest and in police custody. So the chase is over with. Freeway remains shut down, now waiting on the fire department here. It's going to take a while for them to get here, because we just heard from the police that the vehicle is clear. My pilot, Mike Silman, up here with me this afternoon, calling the play-by-play with HPD up here. They also are up here with us. So as you can see, it's going to be a while now before this gets cleared. Fire department's going to have a little trouble getting to the fire because the freeway is shut down, as you can see. It'll pull out here, give you an idea. They at least have most of the traffic cordoned off here and taking the exit ramp out here. So that's a good thing. These cars are going to be stuck here for a while, but it's going to really back up afternoon traffic out here on 290.
All right, Don, surprising, well, I shouldn't say surprising anymore to see 2 women involved in a car chase. You have done these before, plenty of them actually, and some of them have turned out to be a woman behind the wheel.
That's right, and many times they will signal their intentions on the freeway with the turn signal. They're going to move over the lanes and obey the speed limit and that sort of thing, and that usually tips us off that it generally, in this case, would be a woman. Did not see that in this particular chase, and luckily this one has ended here. Clearly, it was very difficult to steer the car without any rubber on that left rear tire.
And Don, we know that this is going to cause a major backup. You see the people getting there off of the side there, that exit, but those folks stopped immediately where this scene is happening, where the car has been stopped. Those people are going to be sitting there for a while. We want to go over now to Elisa Rivas to talk about alternate routes.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're talking about some of that you're seeing there, as Don was saying, thankfully, they have limited the number of cars that are essentially stuck there right behind the arrest scene that we were showing you from Sky Eye. Also talking about the idea that people are taking that immediate ramp, all traffic being directed to that ramp. So getting off of 290, if you're going outbound on 290, is optimal. At this point, getting off at Pinemont or earlier than that. But I-10 is going to be your alternate route, 249. You really want to steer clear of that area. Even using the HOV at this point is not a great idea, because they could possibly shut down the HOV lane in order to get the emergency vehicles out there, or perhaps decide that the fire is too dangerous for that HOV to continue running right next to it. Even on the inbound side, that might be another spot where they park emergency vehicles and use some of that as traffic redirection, and just giving the emergency vehicles a larger area to work around that burning vehicle, and then of course dealing with that arrest scene as well. So just thankful that before the fire became an issue, those arrests were made, and the scene, thank you, here we have those Sky Eye pictures. Once again, the feeder road westbound on 290 just after Fairbanks, now filling up, 1 lane of traffic getting by. The fire not looking too bad to the untrained naked eye, but of course they do need fire trucks to get out there. The HOV still running. Just be aware though that there is not only a fire but an arrest scene there on the freeway in the main lanes. So both eastbound and westbound main lanes could become restricted even more so at any point. You'll want to use I-10 to get out west, or 249.
Lisa, thank you so much. And of course, we are digging into this, making phone calls to HPD to try to figure out how all of this started. All we know at this point is that it started in the 4300 block of Roslyn Road at West 43rd, about 4:10. And then it ended into this, what you see here, 2 people in custody, which we believe may possibly be women from what we could see from Sky Eye. But now this vehicle is on fire, and we're just waiting to see what details come out of this, Chauncey.
All right, we want to go back up now to Don Armstrong, who got on this just after 4:10. Don?
Well, Chauncey, good news here is that the few dozen cars that were caught right after that exit ramp are being now funneled off to the shoulder and around the actual scene itself. So it shouldn't be long. They'll be all out of here. We're waiting on actually the fire department to get here to put out the fire. The police now have those 2 women in custody, and this shouldn't last that long. Now the wrecker is here, but they got to get the fire out first. And of course, all that metal's hot, so it's going to take a while for them to clear this. But hopefully, they'll have at least 2 or 3 lanes open out here on 290, just past Fairbanks, so we can get traffic hopefully going before the crux of the afternoon drive out here on 290 on the northwest side.
And if we can recap for folks, Don, that are just joining us now, when we started following you guys, as you were following this chase happening in northwest Houston, we saw that the left rear tire was busted and came down to the rim. Can you sort of describe for us what we saw from the beginning?
Yeah, exactly. That car actually received damage before we got to it. Now, we caught up with it in a parking lot, coming out of a parking lot onto the 290 feeder and headed northbound or outbound on 290 down there near 34th. That damage had already been done. The tire was flat on the left rear. And as we proceeded out here toward Fairbanks, that left rear tire actually came off of the rim. So the car was on the rim at the time. And there was also damage to the front. Now, whether that damage occurred in the parking lot or earlier in the chase, not quite sure. But at any rate, I knew that it wouldn't be long before this car would be disabled and they would have to stop, because without rubber on the wheel back there, you can't really steer it very well. It's like driving on ice. So thankfully, everything was over with in a very short amount of time out here on 290. 2 women in custody. They both got out of the cars without any force by the police. They backed up to the police, hands in the air, and they were arrested on the spot. And as that was going on, the car caught fire, and that's where we are right now.
All right, Don, up in Sky Eye, thank you so much. Following this chase in northwest Houston, which ended with 2 females arrested, we're still asking questions to HPD, wondering how all of this started. We're going to keep you posted, and this will be on abc13.com, our streaming online.